Hi everyone, Angela here. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to sew on a lace zipper to make this cute little pouch. It's self-lined with boxed out corners at the bottom. It measures 3.5 inches wide, 2 inches deep, and 5 inches long. It'll easily fit a mini pack of tissues, your AirPods, and some loose change. They're great as a gift or a stocking stuffer, or why not make them to sell at your next craft show? This lace zipper I'm using is a size 3 and measures about 8 inches long. I'll leave a link for them down in the description. I'm using a cotton fat quarter for this project, and I'm cutting on the longer side. Cut 2 pieces 6 inches long by 10 inches wide. For the top, I'm using a contrast color. First, I trim away the selvage to cut along the lengthwise grain. Cut a strip for the handle, 2 inches by 7 inches, and a strip for the top binding, 2 inches by 4 inches. Fold the fabric in half with wrong sides together and press. Then repeat with the other piece. Fold the longer strip in half and press along the center. Open up. Fold the outer edges to the center, leaving a very small gap in the middle, and press. Fold in half again, matching the edges, and press. For the shorter piece, just press in half, open, fold in the outer edges to the center, leaving that small gap, and press again. I'm using the Juki TL-2010Q sewing machine. The link for this and the tools I use are down in the description below. If you're in Australia or New Zealand, click the link for Echidna Sewing and Juki Junkies for North America. When sewing on the zipper, we'll be stitching just below the bottom of the scallops. We'll be sewing the zipper onto the folded edges of the fabric. Open up the zipper, then place the zipper tape on top of the fabric so that the folded edge is running along the center of the tape. Also have the metal stopper about 1/2 inch above the top of the fabric. The side of my presser foot will run along the teeth and the stitching will be beside the scallop. You may need to use your zipper foot. Double check that the fold underneath is in the center of the tape, start with a back tack, stitch along, and then back tack to finish. You can easily see the fold underneath the lace, but if you need to, pin the zipper in place before you start sewing. It should look like this on the back, with the stitching about 1/8 of an inch from the fold. Close the zipper, turn it around to the bottom, place the other fabric underneath, making sure that the edges are even, then stitch the other side of the zipper. Separate the fabric and put right sides together. Using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, sew both seams, backtacking at the start and finish. Adjust the fabric and for both seams, open up and press flat. Make sure you don't press the side of the fabric. Adjust the bottom edges so both seams match the center of the zipper. Check that the folded sides are even, then clip together. Using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, stitch across the bottom through all the layers, backtacking at the start and finish. Trim away the bottom of the zipper, then trim both corners on an angle, making sure not to cut the stitching. Flip over so you see the back of the zipper, and then turn over that top layer so that it's inside out. Slide open the zipper, then use a knitting needle or a point turner to push out both corners. Adjust the corner so that the bottom seam is in the center. Draw a line perpendicular to that center seam, measuring 1 3/4 inches between the two sides. Then repeat for the other corner. Stitch both corners along that line, backtacking at the start and finish. Turn over to the top edge and on the back, measure 1.5 inches from the back seam and mark on either side. Edge stitch along both sides of the strap. Place the strap on the inside of the marks with the ends just slightly above the top and stitch close to the edge to hold in place. Make sure not to twist the strap. Push out the boxed corners, turn the pouch right side out, and close the zipper a bit. Match the teeth to the seam on the center back, hold the zipper closed, and just stitch across the zipper tape close to the top edge to hold in place. At the sides, open up the fabric and fold the back fabric right along the outer edge of the strap. Push the fabric in the center so that the outer folds match up. Clip the folds in place and repeat on the other side. Check that it's even on both sides and then stitch across the top to hold it all in place. Trim the threads and across the top edge. Turn over to the back, open up the top fold of the binding and center it along the top edge. We'll sew the binding on just from the edge of the pouch to the other edge of the pouch, stitching just to the right of the fold. Start by backtacking at the edge, stitch across, and backtack at the other edge. Fold the binding up, crease along the stitch line, and turn over. Fold the ends of the binding over nice and tight, pinch in the center of the fabric, and fold over the top. Check that the front of the binding is slightly wider than the back, clip in place, and repeat on the other side. When you're folding in the ends, make sure that none of the raw edges are showing. If you're finding this video helpful, make sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and leave a comment below. I'd also love to know where you're watching from. Carefully edge stitch across close to the fold, backtacking at the start and finish. Fold up the strap from the back, then edge stitch across the top, backtacking the full width of the strap when stitching across. Make sure to hold each side of the strap straight up. Trim all the threads and you have a cute little pouch to use. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to watch my videos up next.